this is Telenissa, and I'm here to bring you another WeakAura video, this time on the Resto Shaman. So this is a update for my previous Resto Shaman WeakAura. This time I've refined it a little bit, especially for the 7.1.5 changes. So here we go. So the changes that they put in through 7.1.5 didn't really affect the Resto Shaman all too much, if at all. They kind of tweaked how our damage numbers, but that really doesn't affect much except for possibly Mythic Plus. So I guess damage boost is the damage boost. So the WeakAura itself is fairly similar to my previous incarnation. However, I have made it a little bit smaller, a little bit more concise, but all of the components are still there. So for the main component on the left side, we have our healing rain. So when you have it up, as well as when it's not available, pretty much one of these, the most important, not the most important, but one of the more iconic spells in being able to blanket an area in heals. So below that we have the Spirit Walker's Grace, so whenever you have that available, as well as its cooldown and all that good stuff. Then above that we have our Healing Stream Totem, so a very important, well, a more important healing spell to help you keep track of various healing. So they had buffed the ability for it to heal, as well as through your artifact weapon. I believe when you heal a second target, that specific heal is more strong. So we have our iconic Riptide. So Riptide being one of the stronger heals that provide a lot of utility. So dot, and then giving you tidal wave stacks. So to the right of that we have tidal wave. So when you are able to cast a stronger heal a little bit faster, so goes up to 2 stacks, fantastic. Next we have our flame shock, so pretty easy dot to just put on to whatever you want, and then above that, whenever you proc lava burst, it will show that up nice and shiny. To the right of that we have our Spirit Link, so it'll show your Spirit Link cooldown, and when you use Spirit Link it will show up on the right hand side as a big icon, so better to show when you have it down. Next we have our no mana cost Gift of the Queen, so very strong ability that ties in well with being able to increase the health of whoever you hit, as well as heal for a decent amount, as well as costing no mana on it's a decently long cooldown, 45 seconds, but you can pretty much spam that whenever it's on available to you. Next we have our very high healing ability and Healing Tide, so very fantastic ability right there. Next we have our Cloudburst Totem on the top side, and then our various cooldowns such as Link and Healing Tide on the right. And just below that we have, I believe it's called Earth and Shield Totem, so if you have that talent it will show when that totem is on and available and going, so very fantastic there. Next we have our talents. So for the talents we have Gust of Wind, Graceful Spirit, and Wind Rush Totem, so it will show on the bottom left when you have each of those selected. Next we have Lightning Surge Totem, and then possibly Earth Grab depending on what your preference is. Next we have Deluge, Ancestral Guidance, and Crashing Waves. Personally I use Deluge almost always. Next we have either Earth and Shield Totem or Ancestral Vigor, and then very infrequently Ancestral Protection if you want to like cheese something super hard, but those type of situations don't happen very often. Next we have Cloudburst Totem or possibly Echo of the Elements. Cloudburst Totem is still extremely strong when used efficiently because it just gobbles up your heals and then spits out whenever you want. Next we have our last in High Tide, Wellspring, and Ascendant. So they did buff Wellspring, but I believe High Tide is still the stronger choice in almost every situation. And then lastly we have our defensive in Ancestral Shift. So when you have that available, pretty strong damage reduction. So this is my build currently, and the one I use for the most part. The only ones that I really change between is either Wind Rush when providing raid utility, or Earth and Shield to prevent more granular damage. It doesn't really help when there's a lot of burst damage going out on a or damage across a very wide area, but if you're stacked up and you're taking constant damage, it's a very strong talent to choose. But generally, Ancestral Vigor is the one I choose for the most part because it interacts with your mastery and how giving extra health to whatever target you're healing will benefit your mastery more, as well as how it interacts with your Gift of the Queen, also providing more health to the targets that it heals. It just helps out your single target healing a little bit better, but Earthing Shield is more, I believe, group granular damage focus. So it's up to your decision. I'm not the best Restoration Shaman healer, but hopefully this WeakAura will have helped you sort out all the abilities more visually. So if you guys like the video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already and would like to see more WeakAura and gaming related content in the future. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns about the WeakAura, what have you, please leave them in the comment section down below. I will be linking to the WeakAura string, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Let's get out of this. Bye.